Hello, how are we all doing? You all right? Enjoying a new festival? Yeah, it's been a bit special, isn't it? We're looking forward to coming back next year. Maybe not even performing, but I think I'm just going to come back. And anyway, it's such a lovely place. Right, as you say, as Dominic said, Uptown Portrayer. I got a half-hour set of you today for you today, a family-friendly set. So this first one is all about people's opinions. Some people agree with, some people don't. This one's called Natology. Some people in society, they make me feel unease. Their way of thinking, I do not agree. They make me feel uncomfortable in the way they see. Why don't they realize I got a nut allergy? I went to the doctor for him to have a look. He wasn't sure, consulted a book. He said, you don't like bigots, no, the BMP. I can see the problem now. You've got a nut allergy. Some people come to see me. They want to be my friend. They think I think the same as them. They drive me round the bend. Why don't they realize they're not the same as me? I'd rather stay away from them. I got a nut allergy. Dangerous people who want to throw bombs unnecessarily, brainwashed by the papers and TV, cultivating hatred for rational people to see. They're not that naive. They've got a nut allergy. If you good people think the same as me, we should live in peace and harmony, respecting people's cultures without feeling aggrieved. You will then see you've got a nut allergy. Okay. Okay, this next one is like about wonderful places, I guess, to put on live music and support. Uh, well, it's about venues that can support up and coming bands, and it's about supporting venues themselves, really. I think it was about 5 or 6 years back now, the Fleece in Bristol was it with a 400% um, rate increase, so they could shut it down, turn it into apartments. This one's called Sticky Floor Future. We're living in a sanitized society. It's not for the likes of me. They try to take our fun away. Sticky floors have no future, they say. They try to close down all the pubs and the places that we love. They want no place for bands to play, to express themselves in every way. No more DIY promoters, no place for bands to cut their teeth. Music venues are the heartbeat of a city and of its streets, but they're being turned into apartments for extreme financial gain. Bad decisions by councillors without a hint of shame. A home for grassroots music, a home for bands to play, place to hone their craft, place to have their say. 400% rate increase is putting it all at risk, and lack of arts council funding, a government policy that stinks. They're a place where new friendships are met, where like minds can connect, at interaction with a band who do not get on TV in TV land. To buy an album or a tea, a pin badge and get a sticker free. It's the heart and soul of what we believe. So support the music venue. It's the least that it deserves. Its backs against the wall. It's something we must preserve. Support this music gig guide and other events within. They want to shut down what we love. We must not let them win. Thank you. Okay, this next one is all about austerity. We've got children going to and families going to food banks, which is like it's ridiculous. Really, it's a silly, silly situation. This one's called "Fire in My Belly." I got a fire in my belly. It's what makes me scribe. It's looking for justice and fair play. It's what keeps me alive. It's like a burger in a bun, top with a Scoville relish. There's fire in my belly. It's hard to extinguish. I wear my heart on my sleeve. My emotions are raw. When I hear of injustice, it's like throwing on petrol. This feeling I get seeps from every pore. This passion I feel is hard to ignore. When I hear of acts of racism, I burn up inside. To me, we are all equal, a feeling I can't hide. I got a fire in my belly that rages hard and strong. Its mission is to ensure that right overcomes wrong. Some people have money, some people have not, but the gap is increasing by tyrants and what they plot. We got poverty-stricken children with a stunted education who'll have to work hard all their lives to make the best of their situation. Politicians with no morals that people seem to trust send families to food banks, which turns my stomach in disgust. These people line their own pockets who should hold their heads in shame. They thrive on people's suffering. We all know their game. Now, we all have a fire. We all have a belly. We all have an opportunity to end this inequality. We now live in an era like no era in the past to make a difference to human lives, a difference that will last. Okay. Cheers. Thank you. Right. This next one's all about these boys. My sideburns been growing about 5 or 6 years. And I started off into ska and reggae when I was growing up, and everybody seemed to have them then. And I grew them, and then that kind of trend faded away. But then I thought, I still miss my sideburns. I'll grow them back. And I get some cool remarks and some cheeky remarks off people, but you know, all around, I think it's a thing that people like. This one's called Sideburns. I think it was seen a rude boy back in 79 that convinced me I should grow mine. I was totally mesmerized with what I'd seen, seeing sideburns on a rude by age 14. You can call them mutton chops or whatever you like, but to me, they're an inspiration to me, they're an inspiration. Take a bloke, get on that bike. I'm talking about Bradley Wiggins, medal winning Olympian. Since he went and shaved him off, a race he has not won. Most people seem to like him. It makes them want to smile. It makes them go and cogitate the times gone by, like when they saw George Best or JPR running up the line. It makes them go and reminisce of when I had mine. Some women like the copper feel of what they think is great. Men nod in approval and say, nice burns, mate. The history of sideburns is something of distinction. This I can prove with these people that I mention. There was Abraham Lincoln and even Wolverine, rock and roll stars Elvis and Chuck Berry. Then it was Tom Jones and superhero Mr. T. The list is endless of people with sideburns you see. Now, I was totally inspired with this identity. Sideburns would be the thing that would make me me. I recommend you do the same to yourselves, be true. Search for your own identity to make yourselves be you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Right, this next one is all about promoting gigs. I promoted for about 10 years in Swansea, and it was just a lovely, lovely thing because I initially started because I just wanted to see the bands that I enjoyed watching. I wanted to see them in Swansea and share what I enjoyed with people. And it was also nice because after a while, I found there's a lot of other people in Swansea who kind of shared my my views on music and my taste in music sort of thing. So this is about all the promoting I did. This is called DIY. It's a feeling that you get, you know you won't regret. To book the bands you want to see in your town or your city and night out with your mates, have a beer or two. One of the things in common is musical virtue. Go on and book the venue, sound engineered in place. Excitement starts to build, heartbeat starts to race. 3 or 4 bands in the lineup, plus DJ, pipe on the door, not much to play. Poster designed by a friend willing to help is all part of the DIY ethic. Posters have been printed and hand flyers too. You put them out in all the shops and those that do tattoos. Wallpaper paste is a must for every gig, without which the posters do not stick. With a promo sorted, it's time to take a break. Apart from telling people who meet the gig, it starts at 8. With the doors open, people spilling from the street. They've come here to explore. They've come to move their feet. Some will hit the dance floor. Some will hit the bar. Some people are local. Some have traveled far. Watching people enjoy themselves is something that you've done to help them forget the chores of life and get themselves some fun. The DJ gets us underway. Twisted movements are employed. Thoughts of the working week suddenly destroyed. With the gig finished, sweaty bodies pass you by and nods of approval and see you next time. Bringing enjoyment to others is a selfless thing to do, and supporting live music shows the passion within you. Thank you. Right, this is another musical themed one. I love checking out new venues and going to venues and checking out new bands, and I really get a lot of pleasure just chatting to people at a gig because you actually find out where they're from. And I think before COVID, I think I was at a gig in Bristol, and there was people who had made the effort to come to follow their band from like Holland and Germany, and I just think that It's so magical that music brings everybody together, you know. So this one's called Social Butterfly. I'm a social butterfly, it's just the way I is. I'm interested in lots of things, it's the nature of my biz. I float about from scene to scene, people know my face. I like to go on adventures, could be any place. I'm a social butterfly, it's just the way I roll. I'm content with the way I do things, I think I'm in control. I've met some wonderful people, full of heart and soul, dedicated to what they do, and I respect them all. I'm a social butterfly catching up with friends. We're totally committed to what we do. We hope it never ends. And as the years go by, the theme remains the same. Support the music that we love, and no one looks for fame. I'm a social butterfly, the miles traveled, it remains unsolved. We appreciate good music and the skill that it involves. There are so many genres that need to be absorbed. It's like opening the doors to a full musical wardrobe. I'm a social butterfly, there's plenty just like me. I've met like-minded people from all parts of the country. Some travel from overseas, that brings us all together. All those different languages, and music is our pleasure. Okay. Okay, this is a political one. No swearing yet. This one's all about, was it Brexit, basically. So I'm just going to get out of the way, okay? And then we get back to the fun stuff then, all right? Right, this one's called Hearing Difficulties. There are too many people who are unable to see. They take things at face value on what's on their TV. They listen to all the rhetoric, the blank expression species. The Uptown Portrayer concludes, hearing difficulties. Some people can't see common sense of what's happening in our country. They listen to all the lies of a political party, easy led and molded in what they want them to be. It is plain to see, hearing difficulties. A vote on Brexit has left us in the shit by a weak government full of twats and twits. It was people on an ego trip that got voters to see the Uptown Portrayer understands hearing difficulties. These people are part of the problem and part of the cause. They can't think for themselves to get themselves composed. They get themselves all worked up and very angry. Classic symptoms of a hearing difficulty. Now is the time to see things as they are, not to be taken in by the smoke or mirror, because this is how people will judge us. So take responsibility to ensure you do not suffer from a hearing difficulty. Okay. Right. Once again, it's kind of a musically based one, but also it's like, you know, people who kind of have friendships from school and they're still mates, you know, even to, you know, years and years on. Like, I just think that's fantastic. That is. This one's called The Friendship. A true friend these days is very hard to find. People who are self-absorbed are clearly not my kind. I'm looking for a person with a mutual appreciation of compassion and humility and to share life's great situations. There are friendships that I've had in the past, but due to circumstance, they're destined not to last. Not enough in common, I have to conclude. Need to find some quiet time, find some solitude. Some people leave you feeling singed with the way they think. Their attitude like a dark cloud driving you to drink. Your clear thinking is like a breath of fresh air. More people like you, please, everywhere. You enrich my life with the qualities you possess. I learn a lot from you each day, which never fails to impress. I love it when your face lights up when it's something you enjoy or something you've accomplished, a feeling I share and employ. I listen with intent to the things you say and do. You're a fascinating person. I'm interested in you. We've had some good times together. I hope we continue to do. You're a good friend to me. Hopefully I am to you. Okay. Right. I think it was what was it? But November last year, and I had a gig to do in Nottingham. So I thought I'd travel by National Express to get the Tesco vouchers and all this. And it took me 10 hours to get there because the bus was cancelled from from Birmingham to Nottingham, and it took me 8 hours to come back, and I loved every minute. Do you know why? Because I love buses. I love them. I love them. My mother put a double-decker bus in my hand when I was 5 years old, and that was me hooked. Even today, if there's a double-decker bus going on my route, I got to go upstairs, top left-hand corner, on the front seats, so I can hear the branches smacking against the side of the bus. It just still does it for me. It's silly, isn't it? Right, this one's called Buses. I loved them when I was young. I had one in my hand. I took it with me everywhere. I had it from my mom. Every conversation that I was discussing featured the fact that I like buses. I thought I was on shaky ground between me and my girl. I had something to confess with my head in a whirl. I plucked up the courage and said to my missus, do you know that I like buses? Sometimes they are early, sometimes they are late. I like double deckers. I don't care where they're made. I hear people complaining. I don't know what the fuss is. I just know that I like buses. Some drivers are grumpy, some drivers are fine, some drivers are chatty, better by design. There's room for disabled, they're family-friendly things, and when it's time to get off, there's a bell for you to ring. Sometimes you wait for ages and they all come at once. People get agitated. I'm not one to pounce. Sometimes I can't get a seat, I have to stand a while. I'll get to my destination, so I'll wait you in the aisle. Now they can get you to work, they can start your holiday, they can take you on an adventure to a lovely place to stay. They're a mode of transportation available to all of us. I'm not surprised that I enjoy being on a bus. Okay. Right. I grew up in the 70s and it was just, I don't know, just freer times, you know, you could go down the park and they'll say, go down, get out you get, go down the park, play with the kids, come back and it goes dark and you got dirty knees. I want those days back, even though I'm a little bit older, you know. So this one's called Polyfix, not Polytricks. Under the governments that I have had to live, I've manipulated people in the art of not to give. I'm all right, Jack, is what they say under the governments of Thatcher, Blair and May. Now is the time to implement change, to throw off the shackles of the deranged, to instill great value to our fellow human, to strive to be the best people that we can, to live in a more caring society, one that benefits both you and me, where we embrace people in our neighborhood and employ a great bond, a brotherhood, where we all feel safe within our homes, the elderly and infirm are not left alone. No more loneliness or despair, because we live in a climate where people care, where doors are left open as in the past, pop round for coffee, a friendship to last, to share and receive, a great feeling to embrace, a feel-good factor that puts a smile on everyone's face. Now, we all need hope and not despair. We all like to know that people care, to live in a time where things have value, consideration for others, and emotion. That's true. Is a possibility we can start to pick up the bits. We just need to get rid of the right-wing fuckwits. Okay. It was three children just at the entrance, and they walked out, and I thought, don't get me wrong, I love children. I love children, honest. Right. I got a couple of hobbies. I like wood carving. As I'm getting older, I all of a sudden I just love carving. I like writing poetry. That's, you know, one of my hobbies. Photography isn't one of them at all, right? I'm absolutely shocking at photography, and I kind of got that standard now, and I'm thinking, right, well, that's my level. Don't expect any better. So you know, you'd be fine on that. This one's called Shit Photographer. I specialize in blurry photos that I take with my phone, an expert in static objects like buildings made of stone. Anything that's moving, I fumble and I grope. I'm a shit photographer and I haven't got a hope. I can't seem to zoom in and out. It's got a mind of its own. I threaten to take it back to the shop, this bloody stupid phone. But then they'll go and find out that it's really me. I'm a shit photographer, first class pedigree. With the accuracy of a builder's estimate, I've got my own style. I can't seem to focus. I'm out by a mile. I can't get used to this camera of mine. I'm a shit photographer and I haven't got the time. Always falling a bit, right? Go closer to the object. I'll even step back. I don't know what to do. I haven't got the knack. I wonder if it's my eyesight. That's part of the cause. No, I'm a shit photographer and I shouldn't be allowed outdoors. When I take a photo, someone's always out a shot, maybe an arm and a leg, and that's your lot. A photographer, friends, everyone's eyes are red. I'm a shit photographer, and I'll cut off your head. Now, if you're interested in some poor photography, I'm your man. So come and see me. I'm not Chalky Davis or David Bailey. I'm a shit photographer with a degree in shit photography. Okay. Right. This one is for people. There seems to be a lot of anxiety about things, their own kind of definition, and as they're growing up, and be a lot of stress on the younger generation. To my mind, what I can see, this is basically telling people just to be yourselves, and you'll be fine. This one's called No Robot. Be individual, be independent. Don't let them tell you what to do. Have your own identity. Express yourselves freely. Make sure you're comfy in your shoes. Keep inspiring, keep achieving, no matter what some people say, because they will try to bring you down, push your face into the ground, ignorant in every single way. Don't be no robot. Make the most of what you got. Aim to reach the standards that you set. Get away from the screen. Get fulfilling all your dreams. Only one opportunity you get. Don't do propaganda. Don't be manipulated. Find out what the truth is for yourself. Have a challenge in mind. Leave the doormats behind. Don't just go and sit there on the shelf. Be innovative. Be creative. Just make sure you're good to yourself. Keep your soul fed. Keep it content. The rest will then take care of itself. Cheers. Right. Some people ask me, where do I get all my ideas for writing? Where's my inspiration come from for writing my poetry? And I say, well, basically, it comes from when I'm on my sofa, when I'm laid out, my mind is rested after work or something, and I'm like, oh yeah, yeah, I'll write that about that. So this is dedicated to my sofa. It's called a sofa of inspiration. Some people often ask me where my thoughts come from, what gives you a basis, what gives you a platform. It's a sofa of inspiration. Comfy, I guarantee. One side is the fireplace, the other the TV. It's got a floral design. It's got cushions on the seat. I like the way it sits there, makes the room feel complete. Sofa of inspiration. It's bigger than me. I am 5'9". It is 7'3". I cleaned it out the other week, and this is what I found: a screw, some blueberry muffin, a Smartie, and a pound. It's where we like to come home, chill out, and watch the box, taking some Columbo or something unorthodox. It's where we have discussions. It's where our minds meet. It's where we put the worlds to right. It's somewhere we retreat. It's a sofa of inspiration. We love it, you see. It's a sofa in our living room. It's the only one we need. Okay. Right, two left from me, and I'm going to speed it up a bit now. This one is all about people who check out and support music venues, up-and-coming bands. You can see it's a big part of my life, going to venues. And so this one's all about people who just, don't go to a pub and watch a cover band all the time. It's just all about, discovering new stuff. So this one's called The Alternative Crowd. There are too many clothes in our society. They all look the same as far as I can see. Oh, so shallow. What a way to be. It's not the lifestyle that suits me. Drinking pints of shit that they will lament. Being sick on the pavement. Not much quality in their lives. It's not exactly what I prescribe. With no cover band in sight, the alternative crowd will be out tonight. With no money for old rope, they're out to upset status quo. You won't see these people on your TV. They provide a haven of originality. With Dr. Martin boots and turned up jeans, they don't fit in with conventionality. It's the alternative crowd. These people have identity and their own fashion. They are people who care, who are full of passion. Saves a live music as far as I'm I'm concerned, total respect has been well and truly earned to the alternative crowd. It's people like punk and the psychobilly sound and all good music that is to be found. Don't accept the loot the crap that's on your TV. You won't see them on a sofa on a Saturday. It's the alternative crowd. Loyal to the cause, music in their blood. These are people of virtue, and if that's not enough, these people are creative and have integrity. They lead the way, and what we all should aim to be is the alternative crowd. Okay. Okay, last one coming up, but just to let you know, I got my debut release with me. It's kind of a handmade box set I've used. There's 3 Swansea artists who have been involved with it as well. And it's basically on A6 files you get back to back. And so it's like a 4-page as well. So it's over there. Come and check it out. When we're all done, we're sticking around for a bit. Because Des Manny's on next, right? And you've got to stay for him because he's immense. All right? Right, this one is all about the fucking Tories. This one's called Social Depravity. The overworked and underpaid of 0 hours treated slaves, money for the 1%, low wage causes resent, the workers' rights have been removed. Sorry, the workers' rights have been removed. No compassion, very cruel. It is the Tory way, social depravity. No money for people to spend, so this country cannot mend. No hope for the unemployed. Ambition is destroyed. Neglect is there for all to see. Bringing the countries to its knees. It is aimed at you and me, social depravity. Because there is no work to do, become an MOD recruit, forced to go into a fight, participate in greed and hate. We know the right wing love a war. You're wondering who the terrorists are. Surely there's a better way than social depravity. Between you and me, they drive a wedge of countries living on the edge. Social housing in decay, essential funds taken away. Cost of living through the roof only goes to prove a right-wing philosophy is social depravity. The NHS is on the floor. The Tories do not care no more. Badly run, soon privately owned. Everything is upside down. More homeless people on our street, in the doorways, at our feet. In a so-called democracy with social depravity. They won't just go and let us be. What we do has to be screened to keep us all under control. Our movements are patrolled. They're paranoid of what we'll do, what repercussions might ensue. Is this the way that we should be? Social depravity? Thank you for listening. I'm the Uptown Portrayer. Cheers. Thank you.